is Audrey Sharp. I am 19 years old. I was born and raised in Tyler, Texas, and I live with my two parents, two of my three siblings, and our two cats. In my spare time, I enjoy reading books, listening to music, rebinding books, coloring, sketching, and embroidery. Right now, I am currently majoring in general studies at TJC, but when I transfer to a four-year university, I plan to switch to horticulture as my major. Robert Heinlein once said, "A generation which ignores history has no past and no future." History is a very critical aspect of our civilization, and to move wisely into our future, we must know the past. All my life, I've learned that the Titanic sank on my birthday, but as this was used as an example for the assignment, I chose instead Lincoln's assassination, Taft's first ceremonial pitch, the Black Sunday blizzard, and the Black Sunday blizzard as my historical events that happened on April 14th. Firstly, in 1865, on Good Friday, April 14th, Abraham Lincoln, his wife Mary Todd Lincoln, and their two guests, Major Rathbone and his fiancée Clara Harris, went to Ford Theater to see the popular comedy Our American Cousin. A famous actor at the time, John Wilkes Booth, had heard that Lincoln would be attending the show, and during the last act of the show, he snuck into the presidential box, shot Lincoln in the head, slashed Major Rathbone on the arm, jumped off the balcony onto the stage, and ran away. Lincoln was carried across the street to a boarding house by a doctor in the audience who tried to save him but was unsuccessful. 9 hours later, Lincoln died on April 15th, and John Wilkes Booth was captured and shot later that month. Second, many years later, in 1910, President William Taft attended the opening game for the Major League Baseball season. The game was in Washington, D.C., between the Washington Senators and the Philadelphia Athletics. The umpire tossed the baseball to President Taft, and he then pitched the ball to the Washington Senators pitcher, Walter Johnson. This started the tradition of having every United States president pitch an first ceremonial pitch at an opening game, an All-Stars game, or the World Series. Lastly, in 1935, April 14th is known as Black Sunday. In the Great Plains during the Great Depression, the people suffered through many dust storms that they called black blizzards or dusters. This was because of a big drought during the time, the intensive farming leading to overplowed fields and high wind speeds. One of the worst storms in American history happened on April 14th, Black Sunday, and it swept all the way through Oklahoma and through the Texas panhandles. It trapped people outside where they couldn't see where they were going, with wind speeds going 40 to 60 miles per hour. This later became the symbol of the Dust Bowl, and it was what turned the president's head to helping the farmers in the Great Depression. In conclusion, there were many historical events that happened on April 14th, and learning more about some of these has made me believe more that a generation which ignores history has no past and no future.